Okay, I want to raise your awareness about a phrase that we use constantly, both internally and externally when we're talking to people. And the phrase is, I have to, dot, dot, dot. I have to. I have to work late. I have to take care of everyone. I have to go to that meeting. I have to call my mother. I have to clean the house. I have to. Right. You know exactly what I'm talking about. The problem is not the task. It's not the task. The problem is what those words are doing to your brain. There's lots of research on this. And research tells us our brains are constantly evaluating whether we have control over a situation or not. When we believe we have no choice, our stress goes through the roof. We feel overwhelmed. We feel trapped. We feel resentful. That's where resentment comes in, even if nothing about the situation has changed. That's because your brain doesn't just listen to your words, it believes them. Now, honestly, there are things we have to do. We have to pay taxes. We have to stop at red lights. We have to go to jury duty. Those are obligations. But many of the things we say we have to do are actually choices. So instead of saying, I have to go to work, try this because it's going to impact your brain. I choose to go to work because it provides for my family. I choose to go to work. It helps my family. Instead of, I have to help my parents, what about, I choose to help my parents because they're important to me. Yay. I have to exercise. I choose to exercise because I love my body. There's some retraining of your brain in this because that's not how we naturally say things. We go to that immediate, I have to. Do you notice what changes? It isn't the task. The task does not change. Your relationship with the task changes. That's because the word choose reminds your brain, and this is important, that you still have agency, you still have autonomy. Agency and autonomy are the strongest predictors of resilience. Research shows this over and over again. When you believe you have choices, even small ones, you cope better with stress than people who feel that everything is happening to them. This is not happening to you. You are choosing this. Here's another piece of interesting brain science. The more often we tell ourselves we're trapped, the more our brain looks for evidence that we're trapped. We're training our brains. It's called confirmation bias. Your brain wants to prove you right. Okay? If you keep saying, I have to, your brain starts collecting evidence that your life is controlled by obligations. What a horrible way to live, right? Like, oh, all these things I have to do, right? But when you begin saying, I choose, and it's that significant, your brain starts looking for purpose, for meaning, for intention. Same life, different story. Now, I know what some of you are thinking, but Dr. Shawne, I really don't have a choice. Maybe. Sometimes that's true. But even then, you often have more choices than you realize. You may not choose a circumstance. Many of the circumstances I'm in, I wouldn't choose them. It's just what's going on, right? And you can choose how you're going to respond to it. You can choose your attitude. You can choose your words. You can choose the kind of person you want to be while you're going through it, right? This doesn't minimize the hard stuff. It just simply gives you your power back and you're retraining your brain. I got 3 practices for you this week. First, pay attention to how many times you actually say, I have to. You're going to be surprised. Awareness is always the first step towards change, and you're actually retraining the prefrontal cortex of your brain. Just like I use this example all the time. When you decide to buy a car, you see it frickin' everywhere, right? Okay, same thing, awareness. Second, every time you catch yourself saying, I have to, pause and ask yourself, is this actually an obligation or is it a choice that I'm making, right? I grandma sat last week. My daughter got married. They went on their honeymoon. I watched the grandkids and I kept practicing. I choose to hang out with my grandchildren, right? Because then it gave me a lot more freedom. If it's a choice, say it. I choose to. Third, when you truly don't have a choice, ask a different question. Here's a different question to ask. What part of this do I get to choose? Maybe it's your attitude. Maybe it's your response, right? Maybe it's the way you treat people around you. There's almost always something that's still yours to choose. I'm going to leave you with this. Language shapes thought. Thought shapes emotion. Emotion shapes behavior. I'll say it again. Language shapes thought. Thought shapes emotion. Emotion shapes behavior. Those little words, I have to, can make you feel trapped. The one word that shifts it is the word choose. And it can remind you that your life still belongs to you, because it does. It always has belonged to you. So the next time you hear yourself saying, I have to, you're going to replace it with I choose to. It's not going to change the circumstances. It's not, okay? And it might change your experience of the circumstances. And near the end, after you say, I choose to, pause and add this. And I wrote this down, because every time you remember you have a choice, you reclaim a little bit more of your freedom and your autonomy and your happiness and your peace. Got it? Okay. See you next time.